And as you can see here, we are live in episode number 152 of umbraCoffee, and we are joined today initially by two great HQ members, Ilham and Shanice. Hello, how are you?
Hi.
How are you?
Doing well.
Crazy. Ilham, you are in the office, right? If I'm correct. And
Yes.
Shanice, you are working from home.
Working from home, yes.
We were, of course, highlighting some of the joys and not the particular joys of working from home before going live. But we are here. We are live on YouTube. So in the format which we got used to, especially that today's episode is a little bit special again, as this is our third year in which we are doing the umbraCoffees. And Ilham, we were just talking before going live that it seems like sometimes like it's forever, but sometimes it feels like we've just started. We are not even there yet. So,
yeah, I was surprised to see that it was only 3 years. It's impressive. It feels like umbraCoffee has been around for so long, in a very good way.
I think it's partly to do with the fact that we don't ever go away. Like I was just saying before we went live, we have literally streamed every single week, with the exception of 3 or 4 weeks over the past 3 years. We've streamed every single Friday without fail. So it does probably feel like it's been around quite a bit longer than it has, because we never shut up.
Yeah.
But it's awesome though.
Yeah, so sorry in advance, but we are not going anywhere. We will still be doing that. And Callum gathered some stats, just for the sake of grabbing it all together. 158 videos, not all of them were published. 23,000 views, 6 CodeGarden special episodes, 2 product launches on umbraCoffees, and 1 very long blog editor tutorial video documentation, which was at the same time the most viewed episode so far. And yeah, we are doing it for you all here.
I think you forgot one very special episode.
Which one?
It was this year. Was it the Friday? April Fool's Day.
Oh my God!
It was amazing. It was like a really great episode.
I think about that episode almost weekly and have a little chuckle to myself. I enjoyed that so much, so much. And Marcin's comment about jQuery, I almost cry laughing every time I think about it. It really cracks me up.
if we can ask you people who are watching it for one moment which you remember from umbraCoffees, you were watching them, which maybe was a highlight or something what you were, I don't know, liking, disliking, share it with us in the comments. That would be amazing to see what was one particular moment which you've remembered from these 3 years. And thanks in advance for bringing it all together.
I'm going to blow my candles out, I think. Because
yes, safety first, Callum. Safety first.
It's very me. It's a pile of donuts. So I thought I might celebrate on my own.
Okay, I will celebrate with coffee. But we are here. Of course, umbraCoffee was a community activity. It was done by community, for community, and it's still like that, and will be always. And we had a great launch of community refreshed section on Umbraco's website, and we couldn't ask about it if we have 2 HQ representatives today. How it's seen from your side? How's the community new release, and how you see this working or being in place? What's the goals and plans for the next steps with that? So maybe Shanice, you can tell us more about it?
Yeah, well, I mean, I came in at quite a late stage. Once the site was kind of set up, and we said, okay, now we need to move the content over. And it was one of those things, that you think is going to be simple, and it's not simple at all. Once we got started, it was, okay, this is a huge task, So, it wasn't just a case of moving the content over from the old hour. Right, all of the old content. I don't know if you guys can. Yeah, this is a great example how it's laid out, on the old site. It's maybe not the friendliest, and one of the main things that we wanted to achieve was to make it easier to tell the story of the Umbraco community, and for people that maybe aren't part of the community just yet to understand what it is the community does and gets up to. learn a little bit more about the MVP program, the community teams, all the different ways that they can get involved. So we kind of decided, rather than just copy and paste in the content, that we would try and, create something brand new.
I mean, it is certainly improvement on top of the Our site in terms of being able to actually find this information. Because on Our, I mean, I could never have told you where you could have found any of these pages. I think I would Google for them, for example. And it, as I said on the last week's episode, there is something quite important about the fact you've got community.umbraco.com, because when people outside of the community are looking for something, our.umbraco is not an intuitive thing, but people do search for Umbraco community, and it's great that this site is then kind of can be promoted as such.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go ahead, Shani.
No, I was just going to say that's something that Ilham really made a big point of for this, was that's what we want to do, is we want to open it up a little bit more and to make it a little bit more intuitive to where to find this information if you're discovering Umbraco for the first time and you want to find ways to get involved.
Yeah, I was going to ask about plans and any specific ideas which are already maybe lined up somewhere, or right now you are focused on gathering maybe feedback or I don't know, more content for the existing sections?
Well, too bad today Morten is not with us, and Morten is the technical brain behind putting all this together. So he has been doing a really great job with that, because when we looked at it felt a bit overwhelming. So there are so many elements, like what to do with the forum, what to do with the packages, and the documentation part has been improved a lot thanks to the work that the documentation team is doing. But the platform itself is not ideal, and also technically speaking, like to make any changes was not and still is not the easiest thing to do. So we started with the easiest part, and that's the community section. And like you mentioned, Callum, we wanted from the naming of it to be very inclusive. So let's drop Our for now. And it's going to be a long-term process, and start with this section and call it community.umbraco.com and make sure that it's friendly. It shows all the initiatives that the Umbraco community is involved in, but also gives relevant information. So the plans for now is to tackle each part on its own. So figure out what to do with the forum, how to make it a better place for people to meet and ask questions, how to make the packages section a great place for people to highlight all the work that they are doing, but also maybe to get rewarded for that work that they are doing. And then also the documentation in the same vein, kind of like call it documentation.umbraco.com, for example.
So it's potentially the start of Our, as we know it, being split out a little bit more into its distinct parts, which it kind of already is. It's just mashed into one site right now.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And whenever we wanted to refer to section for someone who's new to the community, it was really not the best place to send them to. They can still find the information, but it was basically a block of text. And that's where Shanice, actually, when she joined the team later on, she did a really great job with not only migrating the content, but thinking about the structure and the story we want to tell. So that was really helpful. And I know for a fact that Shanice has so many plans for how to make this section even a better place. So there will be a lot of changes coming up, and she's working really hard on that.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah, one of the, I really wanted to make it more visual. That's one of the first things. And there's so much great content out there. There's so many great images from CodeGardens and from meetups and festivals. So that's one of the things that I'm working on now, is trying to highlight as much as we can some of that imagery. And we'll see what we can do with that.
Yeah, that's great. So I've highlighted some of the sections in the meantime when we were talking about the service. So if someone didn't see that yet, just go for the community umbraco.com and explore. And we've all agreed last week, even when we were seeing it for the first time, that it's definitely easier to find information right now. So if anyone else is interested in joining the community right now, we have an address to share. That's the journey where you can start and find all the rest of informations. Same with all the resources and materials which are somewhere next to that, and everyone can help. It's still open source. It's still open for ideas and discussions, right? And if someone will probably find the other needs, you probably will also have the considerations and discussion about making it live and visible.
Yeah, I think what would help a lot, and this is Shanice is very passionate about, is highlighting the different initiatives. So it will be really helpful if you know someone in the community who's either blogging or doing something great, but he's not featured on the website. If you can let us know, that would be really great. So then we can get in touch with them and see how they want their page to be, including, of course, umbraCoffee, Skrift, candid contributions, like all the amazing work that's being done. But we want to give you like a better place to showcase the work that you are doing.
Yeah.
Cool. What's the easiest way to send this feedback to you? Email? Website contact?
I'm sorry, was that a question?
I was asking what's the easiest way to send you this this feedback or those ideas? Email or?
Yes, we have a simple email. I hope everybody can easily remember. So it's community@umbraco.com.
Nice.
Very easy.
If known, it can be done as a banner.
Nice.
Yep. Learning tools. 3 years in this business. Yes. We are. So yeah, that's a nice call to action. And speaking about community activities, we can bring some of them which happened this week. You've mentioned Skrift already. There was a new release this week, also highlighting some of the other community activities which are in front of our calendars, and this is 24 days, of course, which is the Advent calendar every year in December, speaking about and sharing Umbraco knowledge, but also some other findings around the web about Umbraco, blog posts, and other work done by great community members here, with all the links and everything Umbraco related in the gathering of this release. We'll be talking about some of these later as well, but it was sent this week, and we can learn about more about 24 days and prepare ourselves for the amazing December ahead.
It's crazy how what date are we today? So we are less than 2 weeks away from that starting. Where has this year gone? In fact, we were talking before. Shanice, you're new to HQ this year, but
yes,
well,
yeah, it was an interesting start. Yeah, that's right. So my first day at the office was the last day that we were in the office before Corona. So we all got sent home the day after. So that was an interesting start for sure. But it's been a great journey.
Wow. Yeah. So you've been there 9 months now.
Yeah.
Very good.
Nice. We are all hoping for having it all done and closed soon. So and finished with this all madness. And I miss the events the most. And we just need to get back on track. Fingers crossed. That might be our wish as well to make live umbraCoffee is more visible. And other community activities releases this week were about packages. We had ExamineX milestone reach for 1.1 release. After some teasers and information about some next plans, there was also some issues closed with this release. And the next one is Umbraco related, very much package related in general, because it's an UmbPack release, which finally got to the 1.0.
Version 1.0, and then 1.1 about 2 hours later. But the 1.01, because there was a bug, it didn't work. But Richard fixed it straight away, which is awesome. Great work by the community teams there. Yeah,
another confirmation that it's just working as it should be. and I can't wait to get it used finally. I just checked this week what it does finally, and probably we can revert some packages to be using the UmbPack tool to pack packages. And there was one release for the package called Converge.
This one, so Stephen built this package, and I've seen it. I can't remember when. I've seen it demoed in a meetup, but this is really cool. This is effectively a deployment tool. You can deploy content between environments or even between versions. So to prevent having to upgrade, I saw that, I believe, someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Stephen had a V7 site that was then pushing content to V8. So he didn't have to migrate the DB. It would just push its content over and use your kind of merge UI and everything.
There is information that the separate package is for V7, and they can be used in conjunction to transfer content. So I didn't know about it, to be honest, or I can't remember that this is exactly done for this purpose. And I had some discussions last week about migrating 7 to 8, and it sounds like another tool to be used to shorten the process.
Very good.
That's really cool. Yep.
Very, very cool. And Owen is saying in the chat, so Stuart did demo this at an Edinburgh meetup, I think earlier in the year, and that's probably where I remember it from.
Yeah. No.
But it looks awesome.
Cool. Let's try it in the wild and see if it does the work exactly as it should be.
Maybe there's one bit of news which we don't have a link for, but perhaps we can discuss, which was this week, and I don't think it's been promoted very much. You had a bunch of community team visits. Yep. Isn't that right? In fact, we have Joe on the line. We have a backstage right now of a queue of people waiting.
That's even better. It will give you insider info.
You can swap in. Hey, we've got Joe.
Hello.
Hey.
We'll get more people in. We've got others waiting as well. We're going to say hi to. So we'll get you all on eventually. But Joe, you're on the community teams. Was it last week we had you on talking about that? Or
it was very recently, wasn't it? I think it was a couple of weeks ago now.
What have you been up to?
So like you said, this week we've had our community teams virtual event. So ordinarily it would have taken place in HQ, but not at the moment. It was a good chance to meet everyone. Because I'm new to the community teams, whereas most people have been there for quite a while. So it's good to meet people that I haven't come across yet, and have some good cross-team discussions, which are the type of things that would probably happen in person a lot of the time. But actually, it was a really good way to make sure those connections were being made. So the core collaborators had a great discussion with the .NET Core team about how we're going to manage pull requests going forwards, because we've got betas coming up for that, so we're expecting a lot of pull requests, as well as some time for us to sort of work on our processes a bit. So we've got some automation stuff set up to help with pull requests in the future. That you wouldn't have the time with the sort of odd hour here and there where you're doing pull requests, but so we got a lot of stuff done.
Very cool. So I didn't realize it was so collaborative across the teams. I'd assumed it was just each team getting some time to work together, but apparently not.
Yeah, we had a few sort of sessions. It was primarily in our teams, but we had a few sessions where we were communicating with other teams. So we had a bit of time with the accessibility team, and we had a bit of time with the .NET Core team primarily.
You mentioned the accessibility team. I didn't realize that actually they were also part of this hack, whatever you're going to call it, hack retreat thing, until Ilham posted something on Slack the other day.
Yeah, so they weren't there in person for most of this one, but they did pop in for a few chats, which was really useful, actually. Yeah.
But of course, because that's kind of a cross-cutting concern, isn't it? With probably all of the teams, anything you're doing needs to have accessibility in mind. Docs need to be accessible. So that's great to see that they're also being brought in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, thanks, Joe, for an update. That's good to see, and having some insights, because nothing was published outside. So that's good to see that actions are happening, even despite the fact that you couldn't make it happen on real life. But maybe next one. then, and share whatever you will do during the work in the teams. And if any help will be needed, definitely we will be calling for actions and discussions and help each other to reach more people, to have more feedback, to have the better output from all the actions there.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, Joe. Of course, we'll keep you around.
Yep.
I've posted the link in the chat. So if anyone would like to come on and say hi and wish us a happy birthday or join in, hit the link. We'll keep you in the backstage, because I think we've got a limit of people who we can fit on the screen. But we will we'll start swapping people in and out. We can say hello to all of you. It would be nice.
But let's discuss some of the news then, and we can probably get to the more informal discussion later on. Because also just today, Rune released another product update, which is gathering all of the updates from the Umbraco side, all the packages, products as usual. And I love this form of product updates, because exactly everything is gathered here. We know what happened, what will happen, and what are the plans to release. All of it is combined with everything what we've discussed in the past. So planned cycles of the releases, new releases of the packages and products around Umbraco. There is a big release of Umbraco Forms, which is planned for November 24th, and a lot of great things being highlighted here. We can't discuss all of them, but all of them seems like a highlights for someone, because there is so many things going on in every team and every area of Umbraco that it's just really cool. I want to highlight one thing. This thing which I've seen here in the later, it's like a version cleanup, because it relates to some of the discussions and Twitter chats in the past, which was, if I remember correctly, brought back by Soren. About cleaning up the Umbraco versions. We've had some packages for doing that, the unversion package and stuff like that, and all of the devs, a lot of the devs were facing the problems of just database sizes, basically, with the versions of the content. And now it's getting to be addressed, and we will probably get to the position where it will be a build functionality to control the version of the document.
There was an RFC around this whole thing about how should it work, what should it look like, and that's I guess this will be the output of that, which is really cool. Great to see. Actually, over the past 6 months, year, we're getting a few things that were popular packages, like even Nexu, now into core, and we'll slowly end up with these things which they probably should have always just been being in core, which is lovely.
Yeah, and one thing which relates to another blog post being released this week is Umbractoberfest, and it's amazing summary of the efforts and everything done in the Oktoberfest challenge, and numbers are as we've said even probably last week, are really high and really valuable for all of the areas of the Umbraco product. And
190 PRs to core, 12 to the net core one, 63 to the docs, 14 to UmbPack and the package tooling, and 52 to open source packages as well, which is a really decent number. We discussed, I think maybe last week, that perhaps there's not been as many PRs as there was 2 years ago or a year ago, but of course 2020, but also there's definitely a higher quality and a much better spread. So the fact that we've got people contributing to packages now is really, really awesome.
Yeah, always quality over quantity in this case, and it really helped this year to get it really better. Okay, and quick round around events, because they are still around. Callum, you are probably more involved in whatever happening in the meetups, because I see you on all the agendas again. Yes. Even if they are virtual, you are very active in sharing your knowledge, which is always amazing. Do you want to go through all of the meetups which are happening?
So this week I've had 2 meetups this week. The Edinburgh one was really good with a demo by Purnima of like getting started with Vendor, and then I showed off some packages that I've been building around Vendor to customize the experience. And Joe, your dog really enjoyed it, I saw.
His first appearance on Twitter as well, so he's happy about that.
Yeah, we've got the picture, I think. It's adorable. And I said, it's true that he kept trying to kiss your face. Like every time the word Vendor or something was said, he'd give you a little kiss. Very cute.
It reminded me a Godfather scenes. You know, it's like Godfather watching how how their employees are doing the job. So great appearance, great entrance to the Twitter. You should create a profile for your dog right now. That's how the internet works these days.
I'm just hoping for some dog-based vendor merch. I think that would be. I think he'd be right up for that.
And I'm sure because Matt and Lucy, of course, have Tiggy, their new puppy. I'm sure they'd be down for
that. And Callum, next on the agenda, there was a November Umbraco Norway meetup.
Yeah, this one last night. This went on quite late as well. But Matt did a demo of all of the different vendor APIs. There was a whole bunch of very friendly people there, and I kind of tweeted that it was so great to see people that were just kind of interested, been looking at Umbraco for a while but never come to a meetup. People who've been using Umbraco since V3 were there, and even some of Lars Erik's students. Because he teaches at a university or a college. A few of them turned up too, which is really nice to see. So getting more and more people into the community. So yeah, Matt did a great talk, and I showed off some things that I've been working on as well.
Cool. Yeah, that's a lot of great faces here. And next in the next week, and you are doing it again for me. I won't be trying to pronounce it.
Go on, you know how to pronounce it now.
It's umbraCoffee meetup on November 26th. Where you are going to talk about search, and everyone is invited. So just sign up if you want to participate in the online virtual meetup here. And the virtual December meetup organized by Carol in there is in Glasgow, and there is a introduction to vendor, the talk from Purnima, and your talk about getting started with .NET on GitHub Codespaces, something new.
Yeah, and Carol's going to talk about .NET 5 and C# 9. And
I missed those 2 points.
Yeah, the two big ones above it.
the most important ones, of course.
Yeah, and Elaine's going to talk about kind of a testing thing, which sounds really interesting because Elaine works at BBC doing AI and voice and kind of like voice experiences, which is, a very different way of interacting with tech.
Plus, it looks like a great kind of mixture of the talks for the Umbraco meetup, not only and directly related just with Umbraco. And again, it's something what I usually like in seeing on the meetups, because people who are usually doing .NET can join and still get a lot of value for them. People who are interested in AI can do the same, and still all of them can learn about Umbraco, for example, because as a use case is Umbraco, where behind the scenes it's doing its job for the content management.
I agree. Carol's hit a home run there. Perfect. Fantastic lineup. Really, really great lineup. Looking forward to it.
Great. And that's about events. Anything else what we could miss? Ilham, Shanice, do you know any about anything happening what we might have missed? Probably. Hopefully not.
The main focus this week was on the community team's virtual visit to HQ. So I think you've covered it all.
Good. I don't like to miss anything. I every week I ask Marcin, I send him the notes, go, what have I missed? He goes, nothing. Yes.
Mission accomplished. That's how it works. And Callum, your section, we must do it. It's a pull request of the week.
I'm cheating a bit this week because it's not a pull request. And I'm going to suck up to Matt and Vendor again. But on the demo I did on Tuesday, Matt went and we were discussing something. I said, I've kind of hacked this around. This works. And then we went and discussed how we could do it properly in Vendor. And within a day, Matt had a build with all of it working and running. So it's closed source, but he's managed to build some really, really awesome things and make a whole bunch of packages possible off the back of this, and fixed a bug as well whilst doing it. So that's really cool. Well done, Matt.
I must say, just add to that, e-commerce is getting more and more popular and more valuable these days as well. And we were building a crazy solution for one of our clients in the last 2 or 3 weeks past, and Matt and vendor team was very, very helpful again to solve some of the issues and get instant feedback. So yeah, more examples of collaborations with the package and package creators, despite of the fact if they are commercial, not commercial, it's something what we need to see in the community, because again, if we will help each other, we will help others, and that's exactly how it works, and hopefully it's helpful for everyone else. Ooh, and we have some more guests here.
Yeah, we've got of course we said hey to Joe, but we've got Steve. Hey Steve, and Rune has joined us.
Hey, how are you guys?
Good.
You are online. You're on air right now.
Oh,
You are live.
I'm looking at the wrong screen, I think. Yeah. Hello. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Good. Yeah. My happy birthday. Rune's quiet.
And
Rune,
we
Rune.
can't hear you. Something with your
Can't hear you,
microphone,
Rune.
probably.
Oh no, technical issues.
Oh,
Oh, well, I'm sure we'll get Runa back at some point. It's great to see a few people here. If again, I've put the link in the chat. If you want to come on and say hi, you can get your face on umbraCoffee, and we'll send you a mug.
Hello.
As well. Runa!
Yay.
Yay! How are you?
Very, very, very good. I just wanted to pop by and say congratulations, happy birthday,
Thank you.
and that the thing I remember most about umbraCoffee was CodeGarden 2018. After we did the headless talk, me and Mats, we popped by for a really crazy round of umbraCoffee before we did the concert. And I just remember it being total chaos. I think there was like 6 or 8 people on stage already.
Yeah,
So,
there's a fantastic photo. There's a fantastic photo of that. That's also one of my fondest memories. Those CodeGarden live umbraCoffees are definitely a fond memory of mine.
Highlights. And Steve, what about you? What was your highlight if you're here on air with us?
Oh, I don't know. I'm probably the one that sparked. The first spark was one of my highlight. Yeah.
You've got to say that though, haven't you?
Yeah, I've got to say that. But it was quite nice because it was kind of like a
smooth
20 minutes of peace in the middle of a bit of chaos. So it's good.
Yes, that's very true. Very true.
Yeah. So these from the events are usually the most interesting. And Ilham, what about you? Do you have your highlight from the umbraCoffees maybe?
No pressure.
Well,
We're just putting you all under immense pressure here.
I think
it might be a negative highlight as well.
No, not at all. I don't think there is anything negative linked to umbraCoffee, but because you were talking about umbraCoffee at events, I think it was also my first umbraCoffee during the Dutch festival, and it was really nice. It felt like a smaller Umbraco, and at that time we launched Coding Pirates, so
Yeah,
so it's kind of linked to that memory.
That was one of the really early umbraCoffees that we would have been like within our first year at that point. And I remember, we had you very kind of short notice join me on stage, have a little chat about coding pirates and stuff. That was fantastic.
Yeah, I think I was eating tacos outside.
Yeah,
they had like a taco picture. Yeah, and then you just asked me, I was like, I just played it cool, but I wasn't comfortable. But yeah, that's definitely it.
So
nice.
there is some force in the movement to get people joining us. But today we have Sebastian also join us. Hi, Sebastian. How are you?
Hello.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Thanks. How are you?
I'm good. I was going to complain about the sun, but you shouldn't complain about the sun when it's there, right? I'm dodging it.
Yeah, it's probably 2020's joy of starting meetings, not from positive highlights. It's like, oh, and this happened again, and this happened again, or yeah. But that's good. Good to have you here. How you're remembering those 3 years of umbraCoffees? Any highlight from your side?
Yeah, of course, CodeGarden. Always CodeGarden. Those are the extra fun ones.
We had you in your Sergeant Pepper request club join us.
That was good. Yeah. Good thing for you that I didn't try to sing anything.
Got Runa and Mads.
We are still up and running. Never say never. That might be the title of the song. There was one already. We have 3 more things to add from the agenda, but still, as a final point, we are inviting you to join us here until we will reach the limits of the StreamYard stream.
I thought we'd already reached the limit, but it seems we haven't. So
we are still testing it. So please help us testing StreamYard to reach the limits. But we have 3 blog posts to highlight at the end of the episode, and we need to highlight them because they are just great. And first of them is about building public profile pages for Umbraco members from Nick, and it's a perfect highlight of and tutorial how to build the public facing members pages and ensure that they are communicating with the member section in general. And
this is a
and one more blog
article and something I needed this week and has been really helpful. And I think Nick said it's going to be a 3 or 4 part series, so there's going to be a lot more goodies that come out of this, I think. Good job, Nick.
Yeah. And second, which again is another great technical post on how to deal with architectural decisions, some of the approaches of dealing with content coming from hardcore and general microservice architecture, and great post by Emmanuel here titled Umbraco Hardcore as a Microservice, which is a really nice title, catchy, and everyone who is interested about content-driven development can probably get a really nice input on how we can deal with this using hardcore as
Emmanuel's got a lot of experience here with as we said, content as a service, but he works with kind of 4 or 5 different content management systems, not just Umbraco. And so he's pulled all of those lessons here, and he's a fantastic source of knowledge for headless type CMS setups. So yeah, highly recommend reading anything he writes or talks about.
CMS setups and snacks as well.
Snacks, lamingtons.
Never had it.
I needed to Google.
You had to Google? It's like a coconut-covered chocolate thing.
Sounds amazing.
We don't have them here in Poland, and I needed to Google as usual.
It's an Australian thing.
Damn it. And I thought that the last link is a blog post, but it's not. But it's a really nice call for an action for .NET developers who might want to join HQ team, which is such a great represented today in the umbraCoffee, because there was an information shared this week that Umbraco D team is looking for a new member, and in this time, what is different probably is that it can be anywhere from anywhere in the world. So it's a fully remote role with ability to, of course, meet the team and then do some social interactions whenever they will be possible, and yeah. Everyone can apply now and help the team grow and build some amazing stuffs here around some packages and some, of course, ongoing development of various things. I'm
going to be cheeky here and ask a question, because I saw that the person you're looking for is to come on and take some responsibility for the commercial offerings. So it's like you're trying to pass forms off to just yet another new hire, but of course it's not. I guess is this person's role going to be trying to kind of drive forward the new versions of forms and these kind of products? Is that roughly what you're looking for here? I don't know who I'm aiming this question at.
Yeah, I'll give it a go. It's forms and deploy is also mentioned there, and that's both getting the current versions to be improved, and of course we need something for net core versions in the not so long future as well. So that's very good. And I want to say, if you know someone who should apply, let them know or let us know. We'll invite them, because people always, not always, but there's a lot of people who might be talented and don't feel like they are worthy of working at HQ, and that's probably wrong. So if you know anyone, let us know.
Very good. And it is great, as mentioned, and I know Warren was plugging it on Twitter a lot as well, that the requirement to be based in UNZA now is not a strict requirement. So you massively open up your talent pool to kind of huge amounts of the community that might be interested.
Yeah. Plus, if we can travel again, when we can travel again, they'll be able to enjoy Storm as much as they want.
Yeah, but that's exactly how the market opened in general, and we've been enjoying it, as I'm working remotely for 9 or 10 years already, but a lot of people were not used to get to that, and also companies were not even thinking about hiring someone who might be from outside of their location. And I see it only benefits from that, because we can hire better people or the best people from general stake, not only limit ourselves with location and stuff like that. So that's really cool.
Yeah, it's one of the few positive things to come out of the whole Corona situation. Right? Is that I think it's opened a lot of people's eyes to the benefits of working from home. Not only that you can be a remote worker, but also that people that are hired in an office actually sometimes benefit from taking some days where they can really focus and not be in an office environment, right? So I think it's changed a lot of people's perception on it, and that also shows in our new hiring strategy.
And I know that I think you can see that even just looking at this stream right now. Obviously, Seb is based in Copenhagen. Bruno, you're based 2 minutes from the office, but you're at home. Ilham's in the office. Shanice is at home. You've got people, even, of course, current situations, but like you've got a team working remotely and kind of in the office as well, and it works. This is HQ's not just totally shut down in the past 9 months. That you've continued functioning.
I just feel sorry for Nathan, who is with us for the last 2 days, who obviously we were holding Danish times, and at 2 a.m. in the morning he went, I'm going to bed. And on the same track there, Steve's team, Benjamin Kaleski was joining us, and it was literally in the middle of the night, so he worked all night.
Wow.
What a dedication! Yeah, dedication exactly to help community. That's always great. We also had some guests in the past from United States, and we were doing our best to fetch, and we were also recording some episodes in our night times.
Oh, don't spoil that. Does anyone know that?
Finally, the secret's revealed.
Does anyone know that we've done a few episodes where they weren't actually live? And can you work out which ones they are? I think there's been 3.
Yeah, but right now, when we have a really pro setup lighting, we can fake it even more. Stay tuned.
On the first episode, this will give you a bit of a clue. On the first episode that we ever did pre-recorded, it was in the summer of last year, I think, maybe the year before, and Marcin. The sun set during the episode, and it went from Marcin to just Marcin's face right at the end. Yeah,
and I was too shy to go and put on the lightning, but yeah, damn it, that was good. So yeah, some of the secrets revealed here for the birthday episode.
I would love if people can go through and work out which episodes were pre-recorded. As I say, I think there's 3. If you can tell me all of them, we'll send you an umbraCoffee mug.
Ooh,
challenge.
I've got so many umbraCoffee mugs.
If you're pre-recorded right now, then you're doing an amazing job.
Yeah.
I'll be really impressed if you manage to do one of your ones on stage pre-recorded with holograms. And I'll be impressed.
Yeah.
2021.
Holograms.
To be fair, on the rare occasion we've done a pre-recorded one, we have done our absolute best to make it look like it's in real time and it's live. And you'll notice, because you'll see the content maybe like up to date to say Thursday in the same week, and there's been maybe one thing that's come out in that day that we then bundle into the next episode. But yeah. Only it's been a rare occasion that it's had to happen.
Yeah, three times in 3 years, it's still kind of good statistic.
I'd say so.
But yeah, that's that's a really nice secret. But yeah, if people will figure it out, we will send the mugs, those beautiful mugs from which it all started. And it will probably never end. And sorry for everyone in right now who didn't receive their mug yet.
Yeah, if we owe you one, let us know, please.
Yes, we are setting up the spreadsheet to collect all the information. We are that pro right now that we will have a spreadsheet with the checkboxes there and addresses of people to which to who we need to send them out. As you probably will see, you see that we are not able to go to the CodeGarden and give it them out in one go as we did in the past. And one more fun fact: I've sent 64 or 96 mugs 1 year. Ilham, it was you who received that, right?
Weren't we looking for them or something?
They got lost.
Yes,
yeah.
they got lost. They got lost. 96 mugs.
There's always the challenge then whenever we do events. You've got to take as many mugs as possible and get rid of as many mugs as possible because we don't want to have to take them home. Find as many people who we owe a mug.
Security guys on airports are just annoyed all the time when I'm doing the security check because I don't have clothes. I can buy clothes, but my mugs needs to go with me. They need to go with me. 20 or 25 mugs. That's my capacity of my backpack. And that's the secret of my travels to UK. Yeah, I'm not needed there. My mugs are needed there.
I had to collect a pallet of mugs from Steve's office once after Spark.
Yeah, from the last Spark, I stole the mugs, all my mugs at home at umbraCoffee mugs.
The mugs gate. The mugs gate. So yeah, it's not about community. It's not about software. It's about mugs. That's the truth. That's the truth. We are doing it for mugs. So yeah, if you want to have a mug, if you want to be officially umbraCoffee awarded, just do good stuff for the community. Share your work. We will always highlight that, invite you to participate in umbraCoffee, and that's how it works. So just keep it up because I think it's a nice wrap up. If no one else is joining us, it's a nice wrap up that without all of those great efforts of the community, we won't be doing it. So it's just a channel to highlight everything what is going on in our great community. So I think we can all agree that just keep it coming. And same as shared this call to action that people needs to, and HQ needs to be in the knowledge position of people who are doing something great. It's exactly same for us. If you are doing something great, just let us know. This
is our secret at HQ is we watch umbraCoffee to learn what we've done at HQ all week.
True.
That's true.
No, hey Chad.
One little thing that I'll be working on.
Good morning.
One little thing I'll be.
New Zealand.
New Zealand.
In Auckland.
You are our furthest away guest. No, wait. Are you the examine guy?
Yes.
I said we should get him on.
And magic. And the magic happens.
Yeah,
great to meet you.
Yeah.
I was gonna remain in the background as this mystery person because I was quite pleased when you mentioned that you've been talking about some of the work I've been doing. I was like, oh yeah, well, I'd rather keep the mystique. I got asked by Shannon about doing a U profile. I'm like, nah, I'm not really a shameless self-promoter. So, but yeah, I wanted to come on and say thanks, Callum, for your work on that MegaNav package. It's pretty cool. And it's nice to see someone else working on Examine.
Yeah, you've been doing some amazing stuff. And also to Core, you did a few performance squishes, didn't you?
Yeah, it's a bit of a bugbear of mine. I keep every time I break out the SQL profile, I'm like, why? And then I go make a fix and then find out I've broke something along the way, and then I go fix it again. So,
thank you so much for joining us. We will send you a mug all the way to New Zealand if you give me your details. I think you are probably our furthest away ever guest because we've had Australia, Melbourne, Brisbane way, but never New Zealand. Congrats.
Yeah, it's a bit of a rough time zone to make this. It's 1 a.m. this year.
What time is it there? What time is it?
it's about 1 in the morning.
Oh my god.
1:30ish.
So you are definitely a night owl then.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I am not a morning person by any means. This is where I do my best ruminating.
Great. Thanks for revealing yourself, and I think that I can share the biggest high five you rock from all of the things for all of the things you've done in the past, and just keep them coming. The performance work and examine stuff are simply great. And
It's totally amazing, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, bit of a passion.
Yeah, and we still want your profile.
This can
Rip the
count.
Band-Aid off now. You're on here.
Yeah.
just make a public promise, and that's all. That's how it works as well.
And then under promise, over deliver. That's the program away. So.
Cool.
Or is it the other way
That's
around?
great.
It's not self-promotion. It's just like a big hi to the community. Just everybody want to see you and say hi back to you.
It's demystifying, is what it is.
Yeah, fair enough.
Maybe you like the mystery. I don't know.
Oh, I remember one more episode, Callum, which was really cool, and it has the demystifying in the title. It was the one which we've done from the retreat.
Oh yeah. I mean, does that count? I'm pretty sure we'd had a few beers and we were just like, let's video what's happening.
But that was exactly, I think, a breaking point for me at least, because previously in the past years, no one known the much about what this retreat is, what's happening there, how it looks, who is doing there, if they are just drinking beer or maybe just doing something valuable for the product. And I think by doing this small walk through the retreat, we've shared probably a lot for the people who are always interested in that, and I enjoyed it personally.
Another demystifying episode I really enjoyed actually was when we had Marcin and Rasmus on and got to talk about the tech behind hardcore, and we got to then answer a lot of the questions of people are asking, why can't this be open source and all this stuff. And I enjoy geeking out with people about those kind of things. I felt really good to see behind the curtain, see how all of it works.
And then there was the rap song.
Yes.
Rap song.
That was also good.
Is that on YouTube somewhere? Is there a link that can be shared? Because
only in UmbраCoffee exclusively.
Into that one.
This is how we are increasing our views count. That's just sharing the rap songs links there. Cool. So yeah, I think, Callum, what we can just wish ourselves is just to keep it coming and keep it going. We are not going anywhere. So
for as long as there's at least one person watching, we're still going to be here every Friday, with the exception of Christmas.
So yeah, thank you again.
We love it. Thank you, and happy birthday again.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you both of you for keeping us all up to date.
Yeah, have a great rest of the day and weekend, and
see you next week.
I like to finish it off, but see you as usual on the next Friday.
Yeah.
Bye.
See ya.